Our fifth grade class, when we usually start the morning off, before we get our day, we really started good. We have a little training. And I'm going to share that with you guys. And what you have to do is listen really closely and repeat what I say, okay? Now first, I'm just going to say this list, and then I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to say it with me. Okay? Good. All right. We start class like this. I'll say I'm smart, I'm confident, and I will be successful. And this is what it's true. I'm going to say there's a greatness in this room. You guys don't say it. You guys say it's inside of me, okay? I'm going to say there's greatness in this room, and you guys don't say there's greatness in this room. You guys say it's inside of me, okay? Alright, when you say it's inside of me. Cool, that's what I want you to do, okay? There's greatness in this room. Alright, then we say I am somebody. And I will do wonderful and great things. And then we say yes. Yes! Awesome, very good. Alright. This morning, I'm going to share with you a few of my role models. And role models, guys, can be anyone. It can be your brother, your sister, your mother, your dad, your uncle, your grandmother, just anybody that you encounter. And I'm going to share with you that at this school I have role models and mentors that walk this school every day, and they do not know that they're a role model for me. And I appreciate what they do. And what role models do is that they inspire you, they motivate you, they encourage you, they make you want to feel in such a way that you want to say, hey, I want to be like her, or hey, I want to be like that guy right there. And you try to copy, or what we say, emulate that person. And I also want you to understand, role models are not perfect. And but we try to look at the best inside of each person that we inspire to be like. So if they do something that you're not proud of, just take on the spirit of what they do positive. Are you with me, guys? Alright, super. Alright, let me say this quick poem real quick and then we'll get started. It's one of my favorite poems. When I wanted to be a teacher, I ran across this man, he said this poem and stayed with me, and it inspired me to become a teacher, to want to teach you guys. The poem was this way. He said, life without purpose is barren indeed. We can't plant the harvest unless we plant the seed. If we send no ships out, no ships will come in. And unless there's a contest, nobody can win. There can't be attainment unless there's a goal. And man's nothing but a robot unless there's a soul. For games can't be won unless they are played, and prayers cannot be answered unless they are prayed. And when he said those words to me, that really resonated in my heart. And I said, you know what? I want to go up and do something important. I want to go out and teach guys like you and try to uplift them and give them some faith and hope to understand they can be anything they want to be and to succeed in life. So anyways, I'm going to now share with you a few of the role models that I like. I have millions of them, but we just want to talk about a few. Can I do that, guys? Yeah. All right, super. All right. One of my first role models is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We know that Dr. Martin Luther King sacrificed his life so that you and I, all of us in this room, can be together. I love Dr. Martin Luther King because what he did is he had a lot of courage. He had a lot of faith. And when all the odds were against him, when people told him to quit, when they threatened his wife, when they threatened his children, when they threatened other people he loved, even when they stabbed him, and did other things, he pressed on, and he made a difference. Dr. Martin Luther King is one of our role models. Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson is my role model because of my grandmother. My grandmother used to love talking about Jackie Robinson. And I was like, who is Jackie Robinson, Grandma? And Jackie Robinson was the first African-American baseball player. And this guy, like the other guys I'm going to talk about, had a lot of courage. He had to play on a baseball team with his teammates that didn't even want him to play on the team. And then he had to go out to games where people didn't want him to play. And they called him ugly names, they put him down. And despite all that, he still played, gave his best. And he went to a couple World Series, and he showed that it's not about the color of your skin, it's about the content of your character. And that's why I like Jackie Robinson. Harriet Tubman, one called Moses. When I started studying history, found out this black woman, Harriet Tubman. I believe this lady is probably about 4'8", 4'3". She was a very short woman. And this woman freed herself from slavery. And at that time, if you freed yourself from slavery, if you got caught, you probably died. And I don't think she freed herself from slavery. She came back 20 times and freed others. When I think of her, I think about sacrifice and courage. She sacrificed her own life to come back and free other people so they could be free. That's why I like Harriet Tubman. Y'all know Bill Cosby? Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Now, I love to tell jokes, I love to be silly, and this is the man why. When I was a kid, the first time I saw a man, a black man, in a suit, not in church with Bill Cosby. There was a TV show called I Spy, and I know only people my age were going to I Spy. and then I found out later on he did a Fat Albert show. Y'all remember Fat Albert show? Yeah. This is Fat Albert. And Fat Albert was one of my favorite shows on Saturday. I love to sit down and watch. And what Fat Albert would do, he would teach his kids how to behave, how to take care of our bodies, how to treat people right. And Bill Cosby went on to make other television shows like The Cosby Show. Have you seen The Cosby Show? Yeah. And then he had a show called A Different World, which taught kids it was important to go on to college and do great things. And I could go on and on about Bill Cosby. But I did meet him once, and he was one of my favorite guys. All right? Oprah went to Richmond, South Africa. You know Oprah? Yeah. Oprah. I love Oprah because, she's incredible. She is a woman. In her childhood, she had a lot of difficult things going on with her. And despite all the hardships that she went through when she was young, she ended up becoming one of the first billionaires, black billionaires in the country, a billionaire. How about that? Started on a television show, and the other thing I love about her, she helps a lot of people. She helps people. When I think of Oprah Winfrey, I think about how she's a big giver, and that's important as a role model. Okay. President Obama. Yay! All right. Our president. Now, what I like about President Obama, when I was a kid, when I was raised, it was unheard of. It was unthinkable that an African-American man would someday become president. And what Barack Obama did, He showed the world, just like Martin King Jr. said as I spoke earlier, it's not about the color of your skin, it's about the content of your character. And when people told him, no, you shouldn't run because you're African American, no, you shouldn't run because of this and that, he had the courage to go on, and he won the president. So I like Mr. President or Barack Obama. Dr. Ben Carson. Wow. You talk about one of my favorites. This guy, this man you see right here, believe it or not, in third grade, this guy was considered the dumbest guy in school. Yeah, the dumbest. He was listening. They called him, his nickname in school was Dummy. Yeah, that's right. That's not a nice thing to call anyone. But because at that time he was such a poor student, that's what they called him. But check this out. His mother, who only had a third grade education, who could not read, and she worked 2 or 3 jobs, single mother. She had this young man and his brother to read book reports. She had to do a book report for the mom. And because the book report, she had to read. And to make a long story short, he discovered he was smart from reading. This guy is going to be one of the greatest surgeons at Johns Hopkins Hospital. And what he did was he was so incredible. Are you with me? What he did was so incredible. You ever heard of Siamese twins? They're a twin, right? 2 kids were just like that. Can't tell apart? Well, these were kids called Siamese twins. And what a Siamese twin is, when you have 2 twins that are joined together and they can't separate. Now, what this man did was he was the first one to separate 2 Siamese twins. But check this out. They were connected by the head. Yeah, by the head. They were joined by the head. Now, most surgeons did this surgery. Either one twin would die or both would die. He was actually doing this surgery to separate these 2 twins. He did not want these 2 kids to lose their lives. He worked really hard. After 22 hours of surgery. No break. 22 hours of surgery. That's almost what? A day? How many hours do you have a day? Very good. 24. It's 22 hours to work on these 2 kids, and he successfully separated them and they lived a happy life. How about that? Let's give him a hand for that. And one of the messages that Ben Carson tells kids, tells me and tells you guys, he says, to think big. As I always say, shoot for the moon. And if you miss, at least you'll be amongst the stars. Mr. Ben Carson. All right. Muhammad Ali. Everybody say, I am the greatest. Now I have to talk about Muhammad Ali because my dad, oh my goodness, my dad had me watch every Muhammad Ali fight every time it came on. And I wanted to be like Muhammad Ali. I used to want to float like a butterfly, swing like a bee. Oh yeah. And I was bouncing around the house, I would look in the mirror, do my punches and jabs. And I even started a boxing club in the neighborhood. And we did the boxing club and I did everybody in the neighborhood. I was the champion if somebody picked it. But anyway, that's why I like Muhammad Ali. I was going to say these quotes, but I want you guys to take time to find out more about these people. And I want you guys to find your role model. I want you to find somebody that you can look up to, that can inspire you, that can motivate you, make you feel like you can do anything, because you can. And so, I decided I'm trying to sing this one song. I'm going to do my best, and I hope it sounds okay. I have a song a while back, but I'm going to sing this song. A song by Whitney Houston, called Greatest Love of All. And it's a song about, are you guys with me? Good song, we'll try to hurry up. Alright. And this song, guys, is about when you don't have a role model. You don't have anybody to look up to. Alright, Greatest Love of All. I believe the children of the future. Teach them love and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty and the good inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. So let the children laugh into her. Remind ourselves of how it used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never could find anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be. But I learned to depend on me. I tried long ago, never to walk in my shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live and I believe. And no matter what they take from me, it can't take away my dignity. Because of grace, into this, the love of all is happening.